The Lamborghini Multisystem. An innovative proposal for resolving, as a key to greater productivity and a reduction in costs, the problems of mechanization on farms, and for local and county authorities and maintenance contractors. In urban centres, problems very frequently occur which, whilst certainly not serious, cause considerable inconvenience to the townsfolk. An immediate remedy has to be applied to such problems through speedy action by the municipal services, which have to be always ready to cope appropriately with small day-to-day emergencies. The promptness of such response is bound up with the capability of the town to administer the necessary actions through the availability of adequate means. One small town in Lombardy has found this capability with the Lamborghini Multisystem for dealing adequately and in good time with the daily necessities of life in its urban centres. Let us follow the Lamborghini Multisystem while it deals with the repair of a leak in the town's water mains system. Maneuverability is the first characteristic which strikes anyone who works with this four-wheel drive tractor. Its wheels turn through 50 degrees and steering is hydrostatic, i.e. with hydraulic action. The multi-system with its equipment is easier to handle than a car. The functional capacity of this tractor is above all allied to the reversible driving position. In no more than 25 seconds, the driving direction can be reversed. The driver removes the steering wheel from the front steering column, releases the seat, rotates it, fits the steering wheel onto the rear steering column, and sits down. Reversal of the driving position is complete. Many of the applications available today on the market do not offer the same functional capacity as the multi-system, where the tractor is driven and the rear digger operated whilst remaining seated in the reversed driving position. The rear digger stabilizers, hydraulically operated independently of each other, also adapt themselves to uneven ground. With a tear-out capacity of 3,500 kilograms, the rear digger on the multi-system is capable of easily breaking up the most compacted surfaces. The rear digger is actuated via a hydraulic circuit, whose pump is driven by the tractor's power takeoff. The friction clutch of the hydraulic servo-controlled power takeoff does not require any effort on the part of the operator. From the reversed driving position, through the wide glazed surface, the whole of the working zone can be easily surveyed. The hydraulic circuit has been designed so as to allow more simultaneous movements by the rear digger. As digging proceeds, the operator moves the tractor whilst remaining seated in the reversed driving position. Thanks to the 90 horsepower of the turbocharged engine on this tough Lamborghini, the excavation is rapidly completed and the leaks are immediately located. The front shovel is used for rapid transportation of the pipe, which is the replacement for the damaged pipe full of holes. The rear digger is moved to the neutral position and hydraulically locked. The driving position is then rapidly returned to its conventional direction for working with the front shovel. The mud excavated from the bottom is going to be replaced by sand. It is therefore cleared away by the front shovel. The inverter gear permits rapid toing and froing. In fact, the forward and reverse running speeds are the same, and the inverter gear is synchronized, i.e. it can be engaged without having to first stop the tractor. The trench is refilled with sand and earth. With 1,300 kilogram loading of the bucket, a few trips are sufficient. With 50-degree steering and the wide oscillations of the front axle, there are no problems of maneuverability, not even on very broken ground. The shovel is actuated from the tractor's hydraulic circuit, which, with a capacity of 40 litres per minute, allows for rapid movements of the shovel. The tractor's hydraulic circuit has been designed to take up low engine power. In fact, being sensitive to the working load sensing, the oil is made to circulate not at the maximum working pressure, but at that required by the work as conducted from instant to instant. The cab, approved as a safety cab, is also a very comfortable environment, which carefully protects the operator from vibrations, from noise, from heat and from cold, according to the most sophisticated criteria in terms of ergonomics and comfort. We have just seen a quick intervention on the mains water system carried out in a suitable manner using the Lamborghini Multisystem. These frequent excavation jobs, as well as those of earth moving and clearing landslips and rubble, would require the purchase of a group of industrial units. Recourse to the multi-system, fitted with a front shovel blade and a rear digger, allows a saving of about 30% on purchase costs. Besides these jobs, within urban and suburban areas and also on farms and on building sites, there is a need to carry out all sorts of other work. Snow clearance, maintaining public open spaces, parks, paths, gardens and roadside verges, work on the public lighting system, movement of materials, pest control, transport. This work is generally carried out by public services, industrial firms, hire services, contractors, farmers. As a general rule, each of these jobs needs a specific self-propelled working vehicle, which frequently requires a high investment and cannot be used apart from the specific work for which it was intended. Lamborghini attacks these jobs from a new aspect by proposing a form of mechanization which hinges on the tractor as an extremely versatile mobile power unit, capable of being connected up easily and quickly to a number of tools, sold through the Lamborghini network, which also provides any technical assistance. Let us switch now to some of the possible equipment configurations on the Lamborghini Multisystem, which has been fitted up to start working in reverse direction with a scrub clearing unit fitted to the rear three-point hitch. The high maneuverability of the Lamborghini Multisystem enables it to quickly get into position on the roadside verge without holding up the traffic. With a range of a further 6 meters, it is able to work with the scrub clearer at points further away from the road. One of the major problems with this work is provided by the fact that the driver must continuously control the tool and not lose sight of the road in front of him and the passing traffic. The rear fitting to the three-point hitch and the reverse direction drive makes supervision of the tool, the working zone and the traffic very easy. Also in this case, recourse to the multi-system rather than to the conventional system allows for a saving of around 30% on purchase costs. In town centres, many jobs require the operator to get himself on high, so to speak. Lamborghini meets this requirement by equipping the multi-system with a telescopic aerial platform fitted to the rear three-point hitch. All the controls for the platform are operated hydraulically, fed from a hydraulic circuit operated from the tractor's power takeoff. The operator has all the necessary controls to hand in the working cradle for piloting the aerial platform, without having to depend on a second man on the ground. The operator can be elevated to a height of 16 meters from the ground, being thus able to attend to roofs of particularly high buildings. The very compact dimensions of the tractor and the aerial platform enable work to be done without interfering with the normal course of life in the town. After fixing the tiles on the roof of a building, the tractor may be called on to attend to the replacement of a bulb in one of the public lighting lamp standards. Periodically, it is also necessary to arrange for painting the lamp standards. In maintaining public open spaces, it is also frequently necessary for the operator to be on top of the job. For example, the aerial platform is irreplaceable for pruning work, also due to the rapidity with which the operator can move it as the work proceeds. In certain cases, only the wide radius of movement of the platform allows the work to be done where otherwise the traffic would make it impossible. For high jobs, using the multi-system fitted with an aerial platform instead of using a truck reduces the cost of the investment by 25%. The facility to fit implements to the rear three-point hitch is one of the reasons for the versatility of use of the multi-system, coupled this time to a forklift. Also in this case, the investment proves to be extremely interesting. In fact, whilst a high investment is necessary for the purchase of a self-propelled forklift truck of substantially less power, for a very modest expenditure, the multi-system comes equipped for loading, unloading and stacking. Contrary to most self-propelled forklifts, the multi-system installation offers a cab which completely protects the operator from external elements and makes working comfortable for him. The hydrostatic steering cancels out the physical effort of controlling the steering wheel, which, in the job of loading and stacking materials, is used continually up to its full travel in both directions. The possibility of moving the forklift arms sideways facilitates enormously the work of loading and unloading the materials. Also in the case of the forklift, control and adjustment are done by means of a hydraulic circuit operated from the tractor's power takeoff. With a capacity of 1,700 kilograms, heavy loads can be easily stacked, and thanks to the stability of the multi-system, they can be lifted to a height of 4 meters from the ground. The work which the multi-purpose ability of the multi-system allows to be carried out does not omit that which is the most traditional for the use of a tractor: towing trailers. The maximum speed of 40 kilometers per hour is more than 30% higher than that of the majority of tractors still available on the market today. The integral braking on all four wheels, by also exploiting the road holding of the front wheels, permits the application of a braking action some 25% higher than that which can be obtained with brakes fitted only to the rear wheels. Furthermore, the oil-cooled disc brakes offer a maximum guarantee in terms of reliability. The reactive type hydrostatic steering with automatic return to the neutral position eliminates the drift effect, particularly dangerous for road transport at speed. To fit out the multi-system for transporting jobs requires a very modest investment for the purchase of a trailer. In conclusion, the multi-system, with a highway towing load of 13,000 kilograms and its versatility of use, makes it extremely competitive in comparison to similar truck units. The Lamborghini Multisystem demonstrates its true multifunctional capabilities by changing appearance, to adopt its winter look by coupling up a number of tools for snow clearance, a problem which affects hill towns as much as lowland towns and large cities. Such work requires, above all, high maneuverability. There is no problem for the Lamborghini Multisystem either on hillside roads or in the narrow alleys of historic centres. Before starting work, the chute of the snowblower is set at a suitable angle by a hydraulic control, after which the 90 horsepower of the powerful four-cylinder turbocharged multi-system engine is ready to devour 3,000 cubic meters per hour. The very high torque reserve, which reaches the enviable figure of 31%, means any overloads, such as those due to the presence of frozen snow, are easily overcome. Working with the snowblower is among those jobs in which the engine is called on to provide continuous maximum power. The fuel consumption heading therefore becomes all the more important for reasons of economy of operation and fuel range. Thanks to turbocharging, with a highly advanced injection system using individual injection pumps immersed in the crankcase, and to a high turbulence induction manifold which provides for an optimum mixture of the air and fuel, specific consumption at full power achieves the minimum figure recorded anywhere in the world today. (157 grams per horsepower per hour), certified by official ratification documents, showing that at maximum output in 1 hour, the Lamborghini Multisystem consumes less than 14 kilograms of fuel. When dealing with continuous working at maximum output power, reliability of performance is also of great importance. A dual cooling system with circulating water by Lamborghini, a mixed cooling system using circulating oil and water, a pressurized oil jet on the pistons, and a cooling circuit for the lubricating oil permit work to be carried out with utmost safety at maximum loading for prolonged periods. Thanks to the 20-speed forward gearbox with inverter for 20-speed reverse, work can be carried out randomly in either direction with any of the tools. The wide range of speeds available, from 400 meters an hour to 40 kilometers an hour, gives the Lamborghini Multisystem the ability to adapt to any use and to every incline. The helical tooth gearing, by reducing slip between the teeth, ensures minimum power dissipation, with the advantage of greater power availability for the wheels. Maximum reliability of the transmission is guaranteed by forced lubrication of the gearbox. Coupling the snowblower to the rear three-point hitch with a reverse driving direction facilitates visual control over the working zone. This coupling to the rear lift offers, for the first time and in a very simple way, the possibility of adjusting the working height of the snowblower and of keeping it raised for transfers at speed on the roadway. For the operator's comfort, the air-conditioned cab on the multi-system provides a safe shelter from the rigours of the winter climate. For the snowplow blade also, Lamborghini opted for the most rational solution. Its mounting on the rear three-point hitch does not need any supporting frame and improves the operator's controllability. The blade, which works over a width of 2.85 meters and can be hydraulically angled, is divided into two sections equipped with return springs in order to surmount unexpected obstacles. The steering angle of 50 degrees means that the multi-system can maneuver in a turning radius of only 4.90 meters. The presence of brakes also on the front wheels means that when maneuvering and braking the wheels on one side only, it is possible to restrict the tractor's turning radius down to 2.95 meters. This is an outstanding figure for a 90 horsepower tractor with four-wheel drive. For the exacting work of snow clearance, the four drive wheels on the multi-system are indispensable for problem-free surmounting of the precarious road-holding conditions. This is one of the strong points of the Lamborghini proposal over any other self-propelled method. Due to locking of the front and rear differentials, the operator no longer has any problems on an icy surface. All the engine power can be directed to the ground via the wheels to provide the tractor with all the road holding it needs for maximum productivity and complete driving safety. Maximum productivity is also provided by the very highly efficient transmission system to the front axle with a straight shaft without any joints or centre, well protected by a housing. Another innovative concept of Lamborghini's proposal consists of the possibility of using more tools simultaneously to work in combination. In a single pass, the tractor could carry out snow clearance and at the same time spread salt and sand, with the benefit of a marked reduction in working time. The capacity of the trailer allows spreading distances beyond 10 kilometers and does not oblige the operator to interrupt the work frequently, thus achieving high productivity levels. Under extreme conditions, only the formidable road-holding capacity and the high power of the multi-system are able to open a passage in deep banks of snow with a hydraulically adjustable wedge-shaped blade fitted to the front. Snow clearance is traditionally done using trucks with suitable implements. Purchasing the multi-system with the necessary implements costs about 30% less. In pest control work also, the multi-system has more to offer in comparison with other self-propelled methods used for this work. In fact, the possibility of equipping the multi-system with a front power takeoff lifting unit on which to mount a drum for further treatment practically doubles the working range. The front power takeoff lifting unit is the fruit of an original design by Lamborghini for its multi-system. The result is that the whole unit is integrated within the tractor structure, so that the forces generated by the loads carried at the front are not transmitted only to the front axle, but are dissipated throughout the whole of the tractor's body. By means of the front power takeoff, it is possible to fit to the front lift any tools which need mechanical power to be available. The ease and rapidity with which the front lifting arms can be fitted or dismantled, according to whether they are required or not by the work which has to be done, constitute one of the fundamental merits of this equipment, thanks to which the versatility of use of the multi-system is boosted to the utmost. Benefits from the use of the multi-system. So far we have looked at some of the most significant jobs which can be carried out by the Lamborghini multi-system. Now let us consider the operating benefits resulting from the use of this highly versatile tractor. improved quality of work, complete visibility over the working zone, the possibility of driving the tractor in one direction or another, depending on requirements, and the high degree of comfort, which limits operator stress to the minimum, all guarantee optimum working efficiency. Reduction in working times. The possibility of carrying out two jobs simultaneously, e.g. snow clearance and salt spreading, or of controlling the implements from the driving position in reverse position and moving the tractor whenever necessary, allows for substantial time savings. Greater frequency in carrying out services. For public bodies, the carrying out themselves of some jobs, such as scrub clearance or snow removal or work with the aerial platform, means that they can be done any time the need arises and at much lower cost than if they were dealt with by employing specialist firms. Greater work safety. Even in the most difficult situations, poor ground holding, steep inclines, the operator is working in very safe conditions thanks to the integral drive, the reversible steering position, and braking on all four wheels. Flexibility in the use of human resources. A normal car driving license is sufficient to be able to drive the multisystem, contrary to what applies for trucks and industrial vehicles. This guarantees maximum flexibility in the employment of personnel, considering also the fact that, not having to use special vehicles, but just one, the multisystem, the driver can acquire greater ability with benefits in the quality of the work done. Economic advantages of the investment. From the economic point of view also, the use of the multisystem proves extremely advantageous by permitting a substantial reduction in depreciation costs because of the high annual use to which it can be put. The multiplicity of jobs which can be carried out furthermore brings with it a drastic reduction in the amount of investment necessary for mechanization. We have seen that when carrying out the individual jobs, the investment in the multisystem proves to be much more economic than the solutions traditionally adopted. However, still greater economic benefits can be achieved thanks to the great versatility of the multisystem, which allows for the attachment of a large number of implements. Therefore, it is possible to envisage job combination packages by which to compare the investment required for the Lamborghini proposal with that necessary for carrying out such work in the traditional manner. First package: implements for snow clearance, earth moving, clearing landslips and rubbish, excavations, loading, unloading and stacking, excavations, loading, unloading and stacking. In addition, with a modest investment, the multi-system comes fitted out for gardening. By following a traditional path instead, besides the tools, a tractor is needed, even if only a low-powered one. On adding up the various sums, the Lamborghini proposal comes out at an investment cost some 60% lower. Second package: a similar saving is achieved with implements for earth moving, clearing landslips and rubbish, excavating, loading, unloading and stacking, maintaining roadside verges and cleaning ditches, pruning plants and work on public lighting systems. Gardening. Compared to a traditional system, an industrial group of forklift, self-propelled truck and tractor plus implements, the Lamborghini proposal achieves a cost some 50% lower. Wishing to take maximum advantage of the versatility of the multi-system by also attaching implements for road cleaning, cleaning out wells and drains, transporting and pest control, the Lamborghini proposal, with a single tractor and a kit of tools, demonstrates its complete competitiveness when compared to traditional systems which require 4 self-propelled vehicles and tooling at an overall cost of almost double.